What's good, Mixies? We're going to do a quick person on your mind reading, and we're going to see what their strongest energy towards you is currently. Thoughts, feelings, etc. Oh, okay. We have the Knight of Cups and their strongest energy towards you. So whoever this is that's on your mind, they are definitely moving towards you. Not super quickly, but there is emotion that they're bringing in the movement that's happening. So this is something meaningful for sure. How they currently view the connection is the Five of Cups. So there has been some loss here, or at least they're perceiving it as loss. There's maybe some grieving that's happening. This could also be your energy, and or it's shared between you, but we'll get some clarifiers in a minute. But okay, so how you view them is the Hermit. So you view them as someone that has been on a journey. They probably have some wisdom of some kind that they have acquired through this path that they're on. But this is, it's Virgo energy, but it's the first major arcana out. So how you view them is kind of a big deal here in some regard. Someone that's looking for answers, but not the kind of answers that you can get from your external environment. You see them as someone that maybe has some kind of wisdom that has been hard won through some kind of awakening process. How they view you is the Six of Cups. Okay, so they view you as an important connection for sure. They think that this goes way back, and if that's not the case in this three-dimensional reality, there's a sense of souls knowing each other. So it could be some past life connection type thing, but we have a lot of cups here. So all of the minor arcana so far is all cups. Cups is our emotions. It is the feeling that we bring into anything. It's also the lessons that we learn, what our feelings can teach us. But I think it's really interesting because how they view the situation is there is this Five of Cups, and then Six of Cups is how they view you. So that there does seem to be this progression that's happening. 5 to 6 of this same suit. So it's kind of interesting because at first glance, when they are thinking about the connection, there is some kind of a sense of loss or some kind of a sense of things not being exactly how they wanted, but it's not a devastating thing necessarily, because when they look at you, then there is sort of this fondness that's there still. It does seem like there's a really strong emotional bond of some kind, whether that's consciously or subconsciously. It's hard to say, but let's see what their strongest thoughts towards you are right now. Strongest thoughts towards you, the Ace of Pentacles. So they see you as stable. They see you as willing to take a chance on some kind of beginning here. Let me get one more for that. Six of Wands. So definitely, yeah. It's like, despite there being some kind of setback here in the connection, there is a very clear path that is taking both of you forward. And I mentioned with the Knight of Cups, it's like there's movement. It's not the fastest movement. It's also not the slowest movement. There seems to be a moderate approach that's happening here. But the Six of Wands talks about success and victory. So there's definitely a good sense of gratitude, I think, that's coming to the surface when they're thinking of you. But also, like, they see you as someone that is successful, and they see you as someone that has their ish together and is really doing something with their life, building something meaningful. Their strongest feelings towards you, Two of Cups. Okay, I love seeing that. So yeah, it's definitely this super strong bond that is between the two of you. On the Five of Cups, you see that the Three Cups are spilled over. And I always think of this card as this is a two-part energy. Some readers talk about it as like the spilled milk card, like a minor inconvenience kind of thing. I think that's a little bit invalidating because there is grief here. It's disappointment is what it is. It's like I wasn't really expecting this, but there's not a retreating energy that's coming from it. I always say about this card, like, when this person is able to go through the first phase of this energy and recognize that, okay, this isn't quite what I thought it was going to be, then they can go to the phase 2 of it, which is turning around, seeing the cups are still standing, and trying to decide, what do I do from here? How do I fill up these cups? Do I take them to the river? Do I go across the bridge to the house? So there's an assessment kind of that's happening here. But those two cups that are behind that person are the two cups here. So there's a psychic link, most likely, between you, whether one or both of you recognize this or not. I mean, that's for you to know. But what makes this card different for me from the Lovers, I mean, there's several things, but the Lovers is a choice, right? It used to be called the choice card. And it can represent love and relationships. It can talk about other things as well, in the same way that this can talk about friendship, business agreements. But if the Two of Cups is romance, ultimately this is like a soul contract type thing. And that's what makes the Two of Cups different for me, is this is really about some kind of predestined agreement that is in place for whatever's playing out between you two. It's supposed to be playing out. At least this is how they're feeling. Let's get one more for that. Let's clarify that a little more. Whoa. Seven of Swords. Okay, interesting. So this can be lying, cheating, stealing. It can be deception. It can be self-sabotage. Those are all in like the challenging expressions of this energy. It can also talk about reclaiming something that's rightfully yours. It can talk about using strategy to try to possibly influence an outcome. I don't want to say manipulate it, because this really could be a number of things. With it being here in the Two of Cups, so I get maybe more of a positive connotation with it than I maybe would otherwise. And so as far as, I mean, what they're feeling, the Two of Cups, that's a strong connection. And then what they're thinking, the Ace of Pentacles with the Six of Wands. So it's like there's something stable here in whatever it is that's coming to fruition, but it's yet to be determined. So their feelings towards you, this could be self-sabotage, almost like oh, things are going so well, I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop. So just be mindful of that. There could be possibly some sabotage at play, because if we're not addressing the patterns that lie dormant in our subconscious mind, then they can have a tendency to pilot our behavior, especially when you're talking about relationships that really involve your nervous system in a significant way. So any kind of intimacy that engages the nervous system. Yeah, there could be that. Could also be just previous trauma from past experiences that are kind of bleeding into this experience. And that can also be what part of the Five of Cups energy might be, is just really the lens that this person is looking at this through. Because this is really the only maybe really challenging energy here in the center of the reading, in addition to the Seven of Swords, which definitely can be challenging. So it's like, I think maybe some fears are present. That's maybe what it boils down to here. But we're going to know more when we look at what is their true self's higher self, highest expression of them. What do they desire from this connection? Ten of Swords, okay. So they desire for something to end here. And it could be a number of things. It could be a pattern between you. It could be something in your life that they're hoping comes to an end. This can be a painful energy, but the dawn is breaking on the horizon. So the worst is over. This is really about kind of not just endings, but also new beginnings. That's every 10 that you see in the tarot. It's never just going to be about what's wrapping up. It's also about what is commencing. But let's see, let's get a clarifier on this and what they desire from this connection. That makes sense to me. Seven of Cups is about confusion. So it could just be that, like weighing options, assessing what direction do I take here. So really what they're wanting here is clarity, because this can be a really dense energy to try to wade through. I mean, it's kind of Scorpio energy, can be Pisces energy, but analysis paralysis is oftentimes what I think about with this card. It's just being so stuck at trying to figure out what am I supposed to do right now? What's the best thing for me to do right now? So they're hoping for an end to this phase, really. And that can also be linked, again, back to how they're seeing the connection between you with the Five of Cups, because it's maybe some of what the grief is here is that things aren't progressing as quickly as they would like. And if it's not progressing as quickly, it really could just be, again, there's not the clarity. Like, what direction is this moving in? That clarity isn't really present. So let's see what their intentions are towards you. Page of Pentacles. So there's some kind of an offer that they want to extend. It's not a huge gesture. It's small. It's new. It's underdeveloped because it's a page energy, but it is stable, and it's that pentacle that's in the Ace of Pentacles. So how they're thinking of you, and maybe what they're thinking about, is this offer here. Wondering how you're going to receive it. Like, they're feeling like maybe it would be successful, but there's some doubts here, maybe some old patterns that are coming into play. But their intentions are pure here. Like, they want to just see where this goes. There's a curiosity that's present. Let's see what else is here. King of Pentacles. So, yeah, the beginning of the quartz and the end of the quartz. So it is their intentions are, they want to see this through to the end. Like, they want to go the distance here. They want this to develop into something that is mature and stable. because they do sense that like there is a strong connection here, some kind of a soul contract is playing out, and they're not really intending to go anywhere. King of Pentacles is Taurus energy, and that's super patient. It's super steady, also really stubborn. Nobody digs their hooves into the dirt like a Taurus, but with it comes loyalty, though, and a lot of integrity. So let's see, what are their next actions and behaviors towards you? Let's just say in the next 3 weeks, because the time that I'm recording this, we're looking at Uranus just went into the 29th degree of Taurus. And I was just talking about Taurus, so that feels important here. So really around the time Taurus season starts, that last week of April, we have Uranus and Taurus moving at that final degree, the anoretic degree, like the chaos degree. So it's a big wrap up that's happening. I mean, Uranus has been in Taurus really since 2018, so it's the end of a huge cycle here. And we have about 20 days until Uranus goes into Gemini, and we're clear of that energy. So I want to see, what are their next actions and behaviors towards you in the next 3 weeks. King of Swords. Can't make it up. The Ace of Cups. So in the next 3 weeks, there is an emphasis on let me get one more for the, what exactly is the King of Swords? 10 of Pentacles. Shoot, dang. Okay, so yeah, basically right now they're seeing what they have to offer is being something small that will grow, but there is this intention of growing it to something that is mature and grounded, but not just mature and grounded, something that is intellectually stimulating, okay? In the next 3 weeks, they're going to have covered a lot of ground in the mental processing of what's happening between you two. And with it's going to be a much bigger gesture towards the connection. Ace of Cups, like the Ace of Pentacles, which I love that we have these bookending the reading here, Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, because this is like a huge pointer to the fact that it's not just something that is practical that's playing out. It's not just something that makes sense and feels right in your body. It's also something that is really deeply emotionally fulfilling. And they're wanting that to be the progression of first making sense of what direction is this going, moving past the confusion. Again, I want to say it's important to recognize any feelings that you might be having regarding either fear that they will sabotage or your own fear of sabotaging what's happening, because there is a process that needs to play out. But there's a hope here that by, the time Taurus season rolls around, there is the hope that something a lot more established is going to be forming between you two, which I love. I mean, that's a super solid energy. I am just going to get a couple more clarifiers here. We're going to take a look at what's this Hermit in how you see them. How can we elaborate on this? Nine of Swords. Knight of Swords. Okay, so I talked about the Knight of Cups being a bit slower moving. This is faster. So it could be that how you're seeing them is maybe moving a little bit faster than you would prefer, and it could be giving you a bit of anxiety, but at the same time, this individual is someone that you have a lot of respect for. So it's like, yeah, there's some time that needs to pass here just to feel into it, because oftentimes we can either get our heart involved before our head, or our head calls the shots without even consulting our heart, and that can easily put us in the Nine of Swords energy of anxiety, insomnia, restlessness. But we have the Nine of Swords here, have the Ten of Swords and what they're wanting. So they're, again, I want to go back to that progression of things. They're wanting things to progress. They're wanting to get past the confusion. There is this curiosity that is here in regards to wondering if you're going to accept what they have to offer. And you have maybe some conflicting feelings here, but I think that I think that's good. I think it's a healthy amount of skepticism. Yeah. Oh, Lovers at the bottom of the deck. Let's take a look at a little bit more on how they see you with the Six of Cups. Another page is out. So Page of Cups. So they see you as someone that is maybe a little bit younger, or you have a connection that is that kind of feels childlike. There's an essence of, like, it feels to me like you can be your own inner children with each other. Another page at the bottom here. So yeah, and maybe there is like a bit of a perception of the connection being underdeveloped, or kind of wondering if there is enough maturity here, if you're both on the same page with, you know, how you're understanding what's unfolding between you two, if you're on the same page in regards to emotional values, practical values. Let's get one more on that. Oops. It's 2. We're not going to take it. Let's get one more. The Star. So they're seeing you as a really healing connection. There is promise for a deeper kind of vulnerability, a deeper kind of intimacy, the kind that really comes from you both being so deep on your own that it's just sort of the wells of your own wisdom and of your own experiences. You're bringing them together and you're alchemizing something together. Gosh, that's really beautiful. They like adore you, for real. And I'm just going to wrap up with getting a bit more clarification on their strongest energy towards you, which again is the Knight of Cups. So there's this offer, there's this movement forward. Two of Wands. There's definitely a choice that needs to be made. Like a do I stay or do I go? No, Three of Wands. I love this. Okay, we're seeing this pattern recurring here in the reading of like the Five of Cups to the Six of Cups, the Nine of Swords to the Ten of Swords, and then the Two of Wands to the Three of Wands. I love that these came out together, especially both for the strongest energy, because the big difference between the Two of Wands and the Three of Wands, I mean, they're similar in the imagery. This is the young emperor in the tarot, okay? And in the Two of Wands, he is holding the world in his hands. He's looking over the horizon, and he's trying to decide, like, do I stay or do I go? Like, do I need to go out and experience the world so that I am better equipped to come back and rule my kingdom? Or do I just stay here where I'm needed? The Three of Wands is when that decision has been made. He's decided to be brave. He's decided to give it a shot. And it's that moment of calm and serenity that is right before taking that first step on this journey. So this is telling me that, yeah, especially in this 3-week period I was talking about, there is this progression of looking at what's in front of them, trying to make a decision, and then making a decision to move forward with this connection. I'm going to get a Sacred Symbols Oracle card just to wrap this up. Overall energy, what is this about, and what does the viewer need to know and understand about this connection? New life. Wow! Cards exploding. This feels major arcana to me, like the whole thing, the whole situation. It feels like a big deal. What's coming through is like, this feels like redemption. This feels like a real shot at redemption. For you, for them, for both of you. So that's what I got. Hope it helps.